Hello everyone and welcome back to Animation Pilgrimage, where we watch every single theatrically released animated film in chronological order. I'm Sean.
I'm Tennille.
And today we are still in this year of 1973.
It never ends.
No, it doesn't. And we watched The Adventures of Mowgli from Soyuzmultfilm from the USSR.
We've seen so many films from them, but yeah, we're still bad at saying the name.
Yes.
No, I'm not going to struggle with it. The studio we see all the Russian films by.
Most of them, at least.
Yeah, most of them.
This movie was great.
Yeah, this movie was awesome. I loved this. This automatically gets a 10 out of 10 recommendation from me. If you have not seen this movie, you should go watch it. Not even saving this for the end. You should just go see it. It's cool.
Yeah, it was really, really good. The art direction was astounding. Most of the animation was really good. Mm-hmm. Even if it was a little stuttery, you got the idea of what they were going for.
Yeah.
And it looks so good.
Uh-huh.
I greatly enjoyed watching this film.
And what's super fun is it's such a different approach from what Disney did, unsurprisingly, because, Disney didn't adapt the book at all. They made it a comedy musical thing. Mm-hmm. And so, this seems like it's more of a true adaptation. I haven't read the Jungle Book, so I can't say how much that's accurate, but,
It feels like it's a lot more... It feels like it's following the plot of a book, mm-hmm. more so than the Disney version.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. And yeah, I love the animation, and... yeah, like you said, even if the animation can be a little stuttery at times, the designs are so sleek. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what communicates the sleekness when sometimes the animation can be a little, not quite there. But for the most part, the animation's usually there. And it's just so cool, especially on characters like Bagheera, mm-hmm. who is awesome! I love this design so much.
Honestly, I just love Mowgli.
Yeah, Mowgli's really well done.
Because we see Mowgli throughout the course of his life this time. Mm-hmm. From small child to older child to teenager to full-grown adult. And every time he looks great.
Yeah.
He just looks fantastic.
And they gave him, these really, big expressive eyes, too. Mm-hmm. And not just in, that his eyes are big, but, they're black, so they've got, this very, appealing...
simplicity to them.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. They're great.
Really good designs. And another thing I love about this movie, and it's something that's always been, something that's annoyed me about the Disney version... we get to spend a lot more time with the wolves. It always bothers me that it's oh yeah, Mowgli's raised by the wolf pack.
And then we never see the wolves.
Immediately never see them ever again after it's decided Mowgli needs to go back to the man village. And it's but wolves! And also, Mowgli was raised by them. Why don't they play a bigger part in the story? Mm-hmm. But no, the wolves are an appropriate... they're in this movie for an appropriate amount of time for how important they are. Mm-hmm.
He stays with the wolf pack the whole time.
Yeah, until he goes to the man village.
Which is at the very end.
And is his choice.
Yeah. He chooses to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. This movie's really, really good. And I don't want to spoil a whole lot of it right up front. So, yeah, because I think that people should go watch this. So, this is your final warning. Go watch this movie, and then come back. Because this movie was really good. Anyway, do we want to get into the plot?
I mean, yeah, I was going to do a real simple plot.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, it does a lot of the similar things where Shere Khan attacks people in the woods, and then the only person to survive is a small child who gets picked up by the wolves. Mm-hmm. They name him Mowgli. He lives with them for a while.
Dude,
Shere Khan tries to get him voted out of the wolf pack.
I love the attention. Obviously, this is something from the book, but the idea of the law of the jungle mm-hmm. playing such a huge part in this is super cool. It makes the jungle feel alive like its own world. And
You and I are one.
yeah, like this is giving me Warriors vibes, I guess. Like these animals have a structured system they live by, which is cool. I also love when the animals are angry and they get like all prickled up, like their fur stands on
Their
end and
hackles.
stuff. Yeah, their hackles raised. Like, it's so cool looking. I love it.
It is very good. So yeah, gets raised by wolves. Shere Khan is just a guy that's around all the time.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
he's
not
not
that he
just-
just is coming.
No, he's just like, he's an old tiger that doesn't follow the rules of the jungle, and everyone hates him for him. But
But
no
also
one's
he's a tiger, so
no one's willing to like try to take him out or anything. And
Yeah.
he's got like a little jackal companion who's just this simpering little shit that runs around and like tries to badmouth Mowgli all the time. Except thankfully most of the other forest animals don't really listen to him.
yeah. He's your like stereotypical little like
Henchman guy that
yeah.
sows seeds of distrust.
Well, and they often call him stuff like, like bootlicker and
Stuff like that.
yeah.
It's really good. I mean, at some point, like, Mowgli gets captured by the monkeys, but there's no
King Louie.
King Louie or anything. It's just the monkeys. Kaa is a good guy.
Ka is awesome.
Like, Kaa is actually Mowgli's best friend in this movie, more so than Baloo or Bagheera.
Yeah, Baloo and Bagheera more so play parental roles or like mentor roles.
Especially near the beginning, but like near
Yeah.
the end, nah, he's hanging out with
Ka.
Kaa more than anything. Kaa is like this super giant ancient snake who's been in the forest for eons.
Yeah, he's very wise.
And he actually comes to the aid and saves,
Mowgli from the monkeys by hypnotizing all of them and eating them.
yep, at least some number of them.
Yeah.
Kaa also takes him to some different ruins where they find like a stash of treasure that humans have left behind.
I love the old albino python.
The owl that lives there, yeah.
Yeah, that she's down there and she's like threatening to kill Mowgli, and then you find out that she doesn't have any teeth anymore. Then she just kind of like goes crazy.
Really angry.
Yeah.
Because he just wants to go in and take a knife. So that he has a weapon.
Because he doesn't care about the treasure. What use does he have for treasure?
Exactly. That being said, he does sneak into the man village at one point to grab a pot of like embers and stuff to use against
Shere Khan.
Shere Khan and like, piss off, dude.
Uh-huh.
You're not taking out my dad or the leader of the wolf pack because you messed with him in a hunt.
Yeah, the leader of the wolf pack isn't Mowgli's dad, but
no.
it is the leader of the wolf pack.
But this allows Mowgli to be like the second in command, essentially. And then they're attacked by thousands of red dogs.
Yeah, I don't know what the context is behind this. Does like
Is this a known thing in India?
yeah, like do wild dogs just migrate across the jungle or something like that? I am super unfamiliar with what this is supposed to be like referencing.
But there's
so
just
let me know what this is about,
There's
because
just
I don't
like
get
a
it.
crap ton of wild dogs that come and all the animals are running away, except the wolves decide to stand and fight, and they also trick the dogs into jumping off of a waterfall and then get attacked by bees, and then they eventually win. But leader of the wolf pack is mortally wounded, and so he hands off control to Mowgli.
Yeah, go Mowgli. Everything about this movie is very cool. As you can tell, there's a lot of like
It's very segmented.
it's very segmented, and I don't know if you were able to guess this by looking at it, it's really honestly pretty hard to tell. But this was actually made over the course of several years as several different shorts.
Oh, I did not know that. But
Yeah.
I could see that. I could see that. That's why it's so segmented and stuff.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
The one thing I feel like was the big tell for me, that this was done over the course of many years, is the fact that, like, the animation of the characters got better and, like, got a little bit...
There's slight variances of how people move or characters act.
Exactly. One example in particular I can think of is when there's a scene near the end where Bagheera shows up and she just kind of like
Turns into
flops into this pool of black and then like regains her shape. And like that's something that I don't think the art direction would have done
in like the beginning.
But like here at the end, it's kind of almost more like an in-joke.
Yeah, it's like this particular animator decided to like try something out and do something weird, and it wasn't necessarily the same people that were working on the beginning of this the thing or not.
Right, like that's an idea that had it been suggested at the beginning, it would have been shot down as like no, we got to keep this consistent kind of thing. But now since we're here at the end, it's kind of like all right, yeah, we've loosened up a little bit.
All right, and now that Mowgli has taken over the wolf pack, there's only one thing left for him to do, is actually go out and kill Shere Khan, finally. That jerk. He's been breaking the laws left and right and eating humans and stuff.
Well, and encouraging the younger wolves to go out and kill, like, cattle from the man village and stuff.
Like, that's, like, the biggest no-go is, like, you don't attack man or the man village or any of their stuff because then they'll come out and attack us.
Yeah. And then we're all screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, don't do that. And Shere Khan's like, screw you guys. Screw you guys, I'll do what I want.
Yeah.
So he kills Shere Khan by ripping him in half.
Yep.
But we don't see it because this is like the English VHS version where they cut that. And most of the violent stuff I can only assume because there's obvious points where it feels like the animation is going to continue going and it just fades out and they won. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, in particular, the scene with Shere Khan I know should have gone on a little bit longer. And also the scenes with the red dogs should have gone on a little longer, or there were parts of that fight and battle that were cut.
Because they were too violent.
Yeah, they didn't want to show the blood.
I can see that.
Yeah.
That's silly. Well, this all ends off with Mowgli feeling weird. He's not sure what it is, but he just feels so horned. He needs
a girl, man.
He needs a girl. So he leaves the village and leaves the pack, and goes to the human village so that he can.
That's gonna be a culture shock for him.
Yeah, relieve himself. And that's how the movie ends, pretty much.
Yeah. Whenever it leaves off, I always am, like, so curious as to, like, okay, sure, Mowgli goes to go live in the man village.
But how does that go?
Yeah, it's like, it can't be as simple as that. Like,
just walk in and say, hey, hi, hello, I've been living in the woods for, like, my whole life. I don't know human language or anything.
Or body language or customs or your language. I haven't been speaking to you at all this entire time I've been talking because I don't know how to speak.
Yeah. Like, how does that go?
Yeah.
Obviously, he's very physically fit. But, like, past that, what skills does he have that are useful in a village of humans?
Yeah. Well, and, like, in this one, he's already an adult. So, like, oof. And, you know, he probably is, like, carrying a bunch of diseases with him. Because he's living in the jungle versus in a human society, you know?
I don't know as much about that because, like, it's a human village, but they're still in the jungle.
I guess.
So it's not like he has a bunch of foreign diseases or anything.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, yeah, this movie's amazing. Going into the notes of this, like I said, this was made in several parts, and then later released as like one whole package. This is considered like classic Soviet Russian animation.
Good, because I think this is probably the best thing I've seen from them.
Yeah, like, there's been a lot of Russian films we really liked, but I think this is far and above my favorite now.
Absolutely. On that note, I keep trying to decide, do I like this version of
Jungle Book?
the Jungle Book or Mowgli
Right.
better than the Disney version?
Uh-huh.
And I think I do. I think it's really close.
Uh-huh.
But Disney's The Jungle Book is something that I've had, like, I couldn't get into for a really, really, really long time. And it was only on our most recent rewatch that I'm like, okay, yeah, I get it. And now I'm watching this, and I'm like, no, I got this immediately. I think I like this more than the Disney one.
You
There are
probably
definitely
wouldn't
different.
feel the same, though, if you were introduced to this one the same way you were introduced to
Probably.
Disney's Jungle Book, where it was just something you grew up with in your culture, and you just be like, well, like, the animation is kind of choppy and it's kind of old, and...
No, it's true. It's true. This is all based around how I've been introduced to both of these. And it's not to say that I don't think that the Disney one has good things. And no, the Disney one's still got some fantastic bits. Like,
Go back to our review of it. You'll see us praising the film a lot.
the animation is still amazing. And, like, the songs are great. But I also like this version of the film where it doesn't have any of that stuff.
To me, I just feel like the two are so completely different, it's not worth comparing them.
I mean, that's fair.
Because, like, yeah, they have some overlap characters, but even the characters act so completely differently. Like, it's going for something completely different. It's not like Jungle Book 2016, where it's pretending to be something different, but it's really just the old Jungle Book movie.
Now, it's interesting that you bring that up because I noticed that, because we did see Jungle Book 2016, and they did add a couple more things that are presumably in the book, like the whole drought thing, and a little bit more of the Law of the Jungle, and then like the water buffalo scene, but like it's in a completely different context. So it's like they're trying to pull from the book more, but also stick to the original 1960s version. So
That's
it
really
was a mess.
Okay, really, all of this just, like, made me even more steadfast in the opinion that Jungle Book, old Disney Jungle Book animated, great film, good comedy, good songs, good characters. 2016 Jungle Book, a mess. Nobody should watch it. Trash, garbage. I hate it. And this Jungle Book, the version you should watch if you actually want anything like the book. And it's awesome. And it makes you go like, yeah, Mowgli! And it just gets your like blood pumping. And it's visually cool and distinct. And the characters are awesome. And yada yada yada. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's also funny we should be talking about comparing these two movies because, according to the Russian directors, you know, they were been asked multiple times, like, did you base this off of Disney's? Like, did you do this as a response to or anything like that? And they're like, nah. By the time they released the first one of these, it was actually the same year Jungle Book here in America came out.
Oh, okay.
So it's just kind of a coincidence that they started these projects around a similar time.
Yeah, I can see that. And this is in the middle of a Cold War question mark. So like, yeah, so
There's
America.
not a lot of communication there.
Yeah, America and Russia weren't really communicating a whole lot. So
The funny thing is that they end up doing the same exact thing for Winnie the Pooh.
oh, do they?
Yeah, there's a Russian version of Winnie the Pooh as well.
Well, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Do they like do a whole bunch of shorts and then release it as a finished film later?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. That would be hilarious. But I don't know. because we haven't gotten there yet.
Okay.
But then, later on, I think sometime in like the 80s or something, I'm not sure about when, Wolfgang Reitherman, Wooly, and the Russian directors of this film met up, and they just gushed to each other about how much they loved each other's version of The Jungle Book.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I love that.
So cool. But yeah, they both seem to have a whole lot of respect for each other and how they took this movie, or like this book, and adapted it into a film.
I think that's fantastic.
And all of my Russian info is yet again coming from our patron Redway2, who always gives us some more background details on these Russian films. Thank you so much. They gave me some other context and stuff I just want to show you, because it's great. Oh yeah, here's Russian Winnie the Pooh.
That's great. Hey, look, it's Geralt.
But one of the things that was a big thing, art direction wise, in this movie is that they wanted to try and stick as close to the concept art as possible. And you can see a direct comparison there from concept art to movie. And it's really impressive.
I mean, other than the fact that they had to pull back on the details, it looks very similar. That's great.
Yeah. And gosh, the art in this movie is just phenomenal.
So adorable.
It's so good.
I love it. So good.
Yeah. And last but not least, the art director for this movie, Alexander Vinokurov, only had one eye. He was somebody who served in World War II, and he's awesome.
Okay.
I don't know, he's just cool, okay? And then another awesome thing is that the composer for this film was a Muslim woman named Sofia Gubai-Dulina. But yeah.
Nice.
Just like, oh,
good stuff.
Yeah, good stuff. Russian animation's just so fascinating. It's so cool. I'm so glad we have this project, because
we never would have seen any of this.
Yeah, like this would have stayed like out of my radar for who knows how long. But anyway, I'm so glad we got to watch this movie. It's super cool. Go check it out if you haven't.
Good stuff. A++.
A++.
Well,
oh, another fun fact I forgot to mention. Bagheera being a girl panther. That's not something that's in the book.
Okay.
The reason Bagheera is a girl in this is because in Russian, the word Bagheera is female. Like, I don't know if it necessarily, like, means woman, or if it means, or if it has just, like, a feminine connotation.
Okay.
Connotation. But that's why they decided to change Bagheera into a girl, so it's a little bit of, like, a word play.
Okay.
Well, and Redway 2 was saying it was kind of funny then when they took Black Panther over to... because Bagheera means, like, panther. Yeah. So, just a little funny
take Black Panther over there and everyone's like, that's a dude.
That's a dude, though? Yeah. That's interesting. It's
that's
fun.
Amazing. All right. Well,
I think that's it.
That's going to be it. And that was a fantastic film after a bad film. And now, the next movie is King Dick. From Monty Films, I guess, in Italy. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Warning, adult content.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.